Hi, grade fives. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to begin our unit on probability and statistics. This is kind of an interesting unit. It's all about how likely stuff will happen. So, in this case, we're going to introduce you to a nice little device called a probability line. So, what does probability mean? Let's define that first. First of all, probability simply means how likely an event will happen. So some events are very certain. That means it will definitely happen. Some events are impossible, which will mean that it won't happen. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to start thinking about what is the likelihood, what are the chances that a certain event will happen. So what we're going to use today is we're going to use a tool called a probability line. So probability line is basically just like it says, it's a line. So we'll end up drawing a line that looks like this. On one side of the line, what we'll have is we'll have the word impossible. And on the other side of the line, we're going to have the word certain. So like we said before, impossible means it won't happen, it can't happen. Certain means it will definitely happen, it will for sure take place. And then in the middle, we have the word possible. So right in the middle, it means there's kind of an equal chance that it will happen or it won't happen. So like sometimes we'd use the language, oh, a 50-50 chance. Okay. As we move this way, it's less likely to happen. As we move this way, it is more likely to happen. So let's say, for example, this is the year 2017 when I made this. Okay, the Edmonton Oilers just made the NHL playoffs. So I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 days ago they clinched the playoffs. I think in 2 days the Edmonton Oilers are going to start the playoffs. So the question is, what is the likelihood that they win the Stanley Cup in this year? And the answer ends up being, well, it's not impossible because they actually made the playoffs, so they have a chance. It's not certain because they're for sure not going to win it. They might, but they're definitely not certain. Now I have to pick somewhere on this line. Where do I think it would fall? Well, I go to the middle. Is it 50-50 chance? Is it like flipping a coin that they'll win? And the answer is no. It's probably more likely they won't win it. So what I would do is I'd move over here. And what I would end up doing is I'd probably pick somewhere like this. And I'm going to just write in Oilers and that they win the Stanley Cup. It's closer to impossible than certain, that's for sure. But it is definitely still possible. So I'm using my probability line here to basically show people what is the likelihood of this situation happening. Let me give you another example. Let's think about the possibility that I will grow to be 3 meters tall. So if you're not familiar with 3 meters tall, this would be like growing to be like over 9 feet. So think about this for a second. Is it impossible, possible, or certain? And the answer ends up being here. The odds of me growing, or the probability of me growing to being 3 meters tall, would actually be impossible. So I don't think there's anyone in this world that is 3 meters tall. So the likelihood for me to do this is actually impossible. So I'd actually place it over on this edge over here. So I hope this gives you a bit of an idea what the word impossible means, what the word possible means, and what the word certain means. And I hope this is enough to get you going on some questions here. So probability lines is the key idea. We're just getting used to learning those 3 words. Have a good one, Math 5s.